Hi, I'm Paul Ramsey, a product manager here at Google. Did you know that vector search is useful for far more than just search? Our customers are using vector embeddings for everything from deduplication and visual search to entity resolution. And today I'm excited to demonstrate yet another use case. I'll show how you can use embeddings in AlloyDB AI to power a real-time fraud detection engine. To illustrate this, we'll use a fictional financial services organization called Symbol Investments. They're a US based global investment firm who recently modernized their legacy Oracle and SQL Server financial databases with AlloyDB. To build this, we started with a dataset of over 2 million financial transactions. We then created a feature string for each transaction, which is just a textual representation of the table data. And finally, we used AlloyDB's ai.initialize embeddings function to generate millions of embeddings in just minutes. To power the detection engine, we're using ScaNN, our state-of-the-art vector index algorithm based on 14 years of Google research. ScaNN uses up to 4x less memory than HNSW and is optimized for 10 billion plus vector scale in AlloyDB. That makes it perfect for high-velocity financial streams like the ones we're going to be using here. By comparing the vector distance of known fraud to a transaction's nearest neighbors, we can instantly identify anomalies. For example, here's a live look at transactions our model is evaluating for potential fraud. Let's look at the math behind the curtain for one of them that it flags as suspicious. Based on a statistical evaluation of our dataset, we've set our initial threshold at 0.021. At this level, we're seeing 79% recall, meaning we're correctly identifying fraudulent transactions 79% of the time. In the world of fraud detection, it's a decent start, but to get better results, we face a significant trade-off. Do we inconvenience customers with false positives, or do we let fraud slip through the cracks as false negatives? Moving the threshold to 0.011 catches 93% of fraud, but it also flags valid transactions as fraud nearly 20% of the time. With a threshold of 0.031, we would let almost a quarter of fraudulent transactions go undetected. But what if we didn't have to choose? What if we could use Gemini's reasoning to break the tie? For example, this transaction is a false negative. It's fraudulent, but our vector-based model didn't detect it at the current threshold. But now, with AlloyDB's AI functions, we can use the ai.if function to run a nuanced natural language analysis if our transaction falls just below the threshold. For example, here we're asking, based on this user's typical spending patterns, does this look like a card testing attempt? And in this case, yes. With this hybrid approach, we boost recall and reduce false negatives by over 5% apiece. Now, you might worry that calling an LLM for every transaction could kill your database's performance. This is where AlloyDB changes the game. For investigating transactions as they arrive, our benchmarks have shown that array-based processing delivers a 2000x performance boost, processing up to 7,700 rows per second. And with our new optimized ai.if function, we use native in-database execution and surrogate models. With these optimizations, our benchmarks have shown the ability to process 100,000 rows per second. That's a 23,000x improvement over traditional row-at-a-time calls. With these preliminary results, we're seeing cost reductions of up to 6,000x, bringing the price of this intelligent inference down to just 1/10 of a cent. With AlloyDB, you don't just get a database. You get a high-speed inference engine that protects your business in real time. Reach out to your Google Cloud team to learn more about how you can leverage this and other breakthrough AlloyDB capabilities to enable your cloud and AI transformation journey. And thanks for watching.